Be okay. Because today we are exploring expatriate. What does that mean? That means someone who's living away from their native country. Now therein lies a bit of a problem because native, what does that mean? It's really, I think, more of a subjective thing. Because technically I am an Americana. Do I feel like a native Americana? Not really, no. The reason I say no is because I've only cumulatively lived here in the USA for 6 years. The other times, Australia, and a small stint in the UK. Does that still qualify me to be an American? Some people say yes, go, oh, yes, citizenship, yes, that means you are. Cool. I still don't really know the significance of Thanksgiving. And I found out recently, 2 weeks ago now, that Babe Ruth and Baby Ruth are two different things. They're both not related to the candy bar. See, candy bar. Even though it's covered in chocolate. And there's someone who used to play baseball that's no longer around, and his name was Baby Ruth. And he stopped his career in 1945, abruptly, because he died. That's completely off topic. Today, with my lovely help of the internet and research here, I went, why on earth does the USA do things like this? An expatriate who now is, I think I am an expatriate of Australia, certainly, but the USA, not so much. Why? Because every American citizen gets taxed, whether you live here or not. And this has been in place for quite a while, since 1913. The US tax code brought in the income tax, had it on there. And look at this they levied the tax on this. The entire net income arising or accruing from all sources. So if you are a US citizen, you make money anywhere on the planet Earth, Uncle Sam is there to go, give me some, please. Now, I was aware of this, and I did take the risk there, because when maybe 9 years ago now, I looked at the fine print going to retain my U.S. citizenship, which for me meant keeping my damn passport, which when visiting it makes it certainly easier going through security, because they don't look at you like, why are you coming into my country? They don't look like that. They look and go, oh, you're coming home. Sure, man, here's my passport. And with multiple passports, honestly, you do have more options. But you do have to pay for that, which I thought was quite alien, that me, a U.S. citizen, yes, but who has no interest here. I have no business. Oh, excuse me. At the time, I had no business. I had no income. I had nothing in here, just my grandmother and family on dad's side here. Only reason I was coming here in the USA is because of that. But yet, I had to pay someone to report to the US government to say that she makes enough money to pay the Australian government, but nothing more to pay the US. So apparently, if I'm making a certain amount over a certain amount, which I've never done, because I'm not that affluent, not that business savvy, but that goes to the USA government. So I reported to tax every year to Australia, and then 6 months later, promptly to a report to the USA tax. It's annoying. Ugh. And I went, does anyone else feel this way? And there have been. Let's look at the historical stuff before my experience on the ground, because when this came in, there was some people who went, hold the phone. These folks, back in the early 19th century, 1894. Oh, yeah, that is going back a little bit. Civil War income tax disappeared in 1872. They brought it back, of course, in 1913. But there are some people who went, hold the phone. If an American citizen went abroad and carried the protection of his country, of his citizenship with him, he did not escape its burdens. That is the reasoning of 1894, taxing worldwide income. That's ensuring that U.S. citizens everywhere have the protection of the USA. That is a different topic. You can discuss it later on. But today I'm trying to stay on topic with this income, like reporting your tax on money you make worldwide. Now, there are some things here that I've popped here. There are some people who did protest it. These are, of course, business people. I'm not of those affluent ones. I think the biggest one that I found, especially in this article, was Selfridges. Harry Gordon Selfridge. Selfridge. From Chicago, made his money in the USA, went to the UK, and made a whole nother chain called Selfridges. And he was going, hold the phone. I make money in the USA, I pay the USA tax. I'm making money in the UK, I pay the British. Why do I need to pay extra to the USA? He thought that was silly, and what's it? He was fighting it. They thought it was, the US government said, no, it's under the Constitution, so it's all right. Selfridge eventually did revoke or give up, renounce his citizenship in 1937. And that's how he got out of it. And that seems like the only way to get out of paying USA tax on your worldwide income is to renounce citizenship. But what about people who are like me, a little small shrimp? I could have chosen just not to report. And the penalty for that is you're just not really allowed in the USA country. And I'm okay, that's fine. I can go around. I'll go elsewhere to get past to whatever I need to do. But other kids, similar situation as myself, parents have made decisions where they move here, they move there. They don't live on US soil, or they're not familiar with US culture. They go to Japan or Germany, Australia, live there for ages, really have no intention of working or living in the USA. And then they're going, what? I can't, okay. There's a chance that they could be detained on their foreign passport, potentially, going to visit family. It's very strange in that regard, because for small shrimp, either we don't know, and really, is the USA going to go after every USA citizen to say, hey, report on your taxes? I don't know. I don't think so, really. There's enough on their plate, in my opinion. Enough on their plate. And the reason I mention that is, if you have multiple citizenships, USA and Australia have got a good relationship at time of recording, and my passports are linked, which is funny. It's just, you linked it up, okay, and they do that right at the counter, and I go, oh, interesting, very interesting. So it does seem funny that this rule is not really known. It's known to tax agents, but not everyone knows how to dance with it. You get some people who you go, whoa, what did you do there? So you have to find the right people. And then I can put down, if anyone's interested, the people that I use are out of New York, Expat Tax. I love them to bits. They do charge proper dosh, but they do a bloody good job, if I do say so myself. And they're not sponsoring this. I just like them. They're good mob. And this article, which I will put at the bottom, and I do like them. If you go to this article about tax history, taxnotes.com, that's tax history. No, they have a little pop-up there saying, hey, you can read this, you can take the information, but please do not use this for AI. We do not allow that to be used for AI. And I went, oh, there's some kickback on the AI kickback. And these guys they're really good. Now, the last sentence of this really sums it up, how with that, citizens overseas, American citizens at least at this point, are left with only one choice: pay up or get out. Which is a hard decision. Like me, if you're stuck in the middle, it's kind of a hard decision because you really don't know what the future holds. Like, I certainly do not have no intention of living here in the USA, and yet here I am, a little bit of a messy. Let's leave my hometown and start again. Here we are in the USA. So it's been fun so far. But pay up or get out. Those are the two options. Oh dear. And also, if you do get out, it is quite expensive, but that will be for another video. So, you're an expat, think about it. Expat, that's what they call them. If you're a citizen, a USA citizen living overseas, just have a think about that, whether you want to report or not. And if you are overseas as well, that's up to you. But USA, at the moment, and one other country, a small country in Africa starting with E, can't remember, are the only two countries that tax their citizens worldwide. But there has been hums, here's and there's, that other countries might be following suit with that idea. Notably France and Australia. And I'll keep an eye on that because USA, annoying. And if you don't know, you don't know, right? So if you watch this game, yeah, you will know. But other countries, I think they see what the USA does and go, that might not be a bad idea. But really, is that a good idea? Is that good? Just putting it out there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.